you like analyzing psychology, this is going to be a good one. We're listening to Jeremy Dewitte's interrogation tape. He's a police impersonator, a serial police impersonator out of Florida, and he's currently serving about 4 years. I feel bad for him.
I didn't know his first name until this incident arose.
Okay. And tell me about Egg Roll.
Egg Roll was Constantine Tanata. We called him Egg Roll because he said he liked Chinese food, and he looks a bit of an Asian descent, which is kind of inappropriate, but it is what it is.
All right. And what did you call Sean Bridgemohan?
We called him Transport because he was a prison guard transport. It was just easy to remember that.
Right. So if you were to lapse and use those nicknames, that's who you're referring to.
Correct, yeah.
All right. You were not present at the night at the hookah lounge when all these events happened, correct?
No, I was not.
But did you hear about it afterwards?
I did.
And how did you first hear about it?
When I first heard about it was that weekend. Bridge Mohan didn't come to work. We were texting him and calling him over and over. We couldn't figure out where he was. A few days later, he had contacted me and advised me that he had been arrested. Then he started kind of telling me what was going on. He had told me that him and Tanata decided to pull a prank on he worked off duty occasionally at this Syrian hookah lounge, and the guy owed him a bunch of money, and he wanted to pull a prank on him and get the money from him. So him and Tanata did a little event, he explained, and told me that his girlfriend went in and acted like she was an underage drinker, and Tanata acted like an MBI agent.
Did Bridgemohan give you any more detail as to why this guy may have owed him money?
He had said that he owed him money because he was working security at his club or his hookah lounge a few times, and then he also owed him and Egg Roll some money due to the fact that the Syrian gentleman found out his wife was cheating on him, and he had them basically break into his own home to search for things that she might have and to take them out of the home. So he believed he owed him all this money for breaking into his home and then working security at that location as well.
But he told you it was a prank.
That is correct.
Did he explain to you what the prank was?
He told me that Tanata's girlfriend went in and acted like an underage drinker, and then Tanata came in and acted like an MBI agent, and basically told him that the only way they wouldn't shut the club down or the hookah lounge down was that he paid a fine. The amount was like $3,000 or $8,000. I don't remember the exact amount. I think it was $8,000. The gentleman didn't have it, so from what he explained to me was him and Egg Roll got in the car and went with him to the ATM, and he got him the money. And I was like, when I was talking to him, I was like, dude, that's robbery. He's like, oh no, it's all a joke. We're gonna give it back to him. He doesn't, it was all been planned. So.
Do you give your employees a badge?
I do.
Would Tanata, Negron, and Bridgemohan all have had badges?
Mohan did not because he was new. He was only with us like 3 weeks when this had taken place. And Recycle had one. Yeah, he had one. And Tanata, he actually had one because he went in the office without my approval and took it out of the drawer out of where we keep it.
Did he mention Stephen Negron and his involvement?
Going on, it was all a prank.
No, wait, let me just stop you there. When you say he, you're referring to Negron.
Correct.
Okay. And you say that why? Why do you say?
Well, Transport and Egg Roll both told me that Stephen had no clue what was going on. He was there to hang out with Transport because Transport was in a bad mood because his dad had slapped his mom.
Right. So this is Bridgemohan's father had supposedly slapped Bridgemohan's mother.
Correct.
Which made Bridgemohan angry or sad?
He was sad, so he was at the bar drinking, and he called Recycle to come come over and hang out with him. Me and Recycle were supposed to talk on the phone because we had an escort coming up, and he was supposed to know the details about it. And he told me we would do it tomorrow because he needed to go hang out with Transport because Transport's dad had slapped his mom, and he was in a bad mood. He needed to, let off some steam at the bar or at the hookah lounge. So he went to the hookah lounge, and then. Go ahead.
Okay. So that's what Bridgman told you in the first phone call, was basically that Negron knew nothing about this?
Oh, yeah. He said that, in fact, he said to him, Stephen was like, why is egg roll here, and what is she here for? And he said, is that egg roll's girlfriend? And Transport was like, just calm down, relax. He's just playing a prank. And then next thing you know, Stephen said he had to go get a sweater or a jacket. I can't remember what he went to go get from his car. And he went out to the car, came back in, and at that point, Transport was by egg roll. And so then when they were all done, Transport sat back down with Stephen.
Was it Bridgman who told you that Stephen went out to the car, or was it Stephen who told you?
Stephen told me that. I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah. So that did not come from Bridgman.
Right. Correct.
All right. And then, so do you recall anything else that Bridgman told you about what happened that night?
Just that when he went up there, he kind of was telling the Syrian that he was going to help him out with the officer, and that they would go get the money and they would pay the officer and they wouldn't get shut down. So that he was doing that, and he was kind of helping him, but at the same time, hookah lounge for a few nights. And also when he and Egg Roll went to the house to scare his wife, he was supposed to pay them for that.
So how does the prank, I guess, did Bridgman explain to you how this prank was designed to get him paid for the money he thought he was owed?
Yeah, so now these guys were saying that it was his idea or something like that. That's what he was saying, and that he was worried to be around them so he couldn't work anymore if I kept him on.
All right, let me make sure I understand this. Stephen is telling you that the other two, meaning Tanada and Bridgman,
right,
seem to be blaming him.
Correct.
All right. So that's why he couldn't be around them anymore.
Right. But it was, and I said that to Stephen. I said, but that doesn't make sense because Tanada and Transport both told me that they did it and you had no clue what was going on. So I don't understand why they're saying that now, and I definitely don't understand. And I told him, I said, I definitely don't understand, because I was desperate for making sure he came to work, what that has to do with you working with him today. It's not like he's going to say or do anything that will alter what's happening with what's going on today while we're on this escort. Correct.
And I know we've touched on it. Was there anything more that Tanada told you then when he came in, that other than what we've already talked about?
Not really, but his girlfriend was there at that time, and he explained to me, because I had never met her before, he explained to me she was the one that went to the bar, and she knew it was a joke, and it was all a setup, and that's the story. So.
Do you have any idea whether they made any money out of the...
I do know they took money out, and he had given them the money. He gave it to Tanada and Transport. I don't know how much, and I don't know what was done with that. I do know that Egg Roll explained to me that Transport had possession of it and hadn't given it to anyone.
So Bridgman had all the cash?
Correct.
Any of them tell you they returned any or part of the money?
Neither one of them.
Right. Now, Tanada tried to keep his job, right?
Correct.
Did Bridgman also try to keep his job?
No.
All right. I'm going to show you